Dad's on this week's episode of the MacPack podcast.
Whoa!
Whoa! Say
Show me the money!
Let's get into it. Let's do it. Show us the tat, Joey boy.
Yeah.
Joey's inked up.
We got inked.
He's slowly getting an arm together. Zoom in now. Rightio. This is episode 49 of the MacPack podcast. Dad's featuring on this one. How exciting! Let's get into it.
G'day and welcome to the MacPack podcast.
We're back.
My name's Jake McKenna and to my left, this week in order of the biggest pickle lover, it's my little brother Joe Hodge. Boy!
Jake, you know, there's nothing I love more than a big juicy pickle in my mouth.
I'm glad you said pickle. And to my right, coming in at 6'1", as he does each and every week, it's the baby brother of the pack, who we call Junior Boy. Junior Boy, how are you?
Look, pickles are alright, but they're just not it. They're not it for me.
Not a fan?
Nah.
I love them.
Boys, we've got a whole heap of stuff to chat about again on this week's episode of the MacPack podcast, episode 49 of the MacPack podcast. It's Father's Day in a couple of days, so we've gone and gotten Dad. Dad will be joining us in a matter of minutes. We're also chatting about mullets for mental health.
Yeah.
We open up the MacCabulary for the second time this year, and we have an everyday story about a great father-son duo and a bit of a tale with them. It's a massive app. Let's get into it. Boys,
Brother Mingos.
Brother Mingos, how are we all?
We're going great.
We're going very
Huge news happened just before we kicked off the podcast this evening, Sunday evening.
Yes.
This one comes out on the Friday, as they do each and every week.
Yep.
Donda, it's
Donda
out.
is out.
I had it written down. We were going to do a little Donda check-in and be like, all right, where's it
We're
at?
doing that just about every week.
Because, well, it would have been like 4 weeks ago now that we originally mentioned it. It was meant to be like, dropping tonight.
Dropping, yeah, so...
Yeah, it didn't happen.
Kanye West
but it's out now.
spontaneously dropped the album.
It's
out
out now.
yeah.
No plan. No warning.
So,
Just
yeah, there was a
boom.
listing party on Friday. It was the first one that I watched because I was off sick from work.
Yep.
So I was able to watch the listing party. It was sick. It ended with Kim Kardashian, walking out in a wedding dress with her face covered with a veil.
And
Yep.
they've just rumoured to be divorced. So
Yeah, so
there's,
they're-
like, big moves in the...
Oh, they're back?
Kanye
Are they
game.
back?
Apparently they're back on.
They're back.
And
No one knows.
the last shot of... So the previous listing party, it ended with the... I'm sure you've seen it, the famous shot of Kanye being lifted up.
Oh, yeah.
In
on
the
my
stadium.
account. Yep.
Yeah.
And we're like, that's the most iconic way you could end a concert ever, like
Yep.
ascending to heaven.
Mhm.
But no, he topped it. It's him walking out. Kim is walking out when the last song plays.
Yeah.
It's just her. The camera just pans following her walk.
Yep.
And then Kanye walks out. So for the whole concert, he's wearing like a black mask.
For the whole of all these concerts.
The mask is off the first time. He's not wearing a mask.
Yeah.
And it's just
COVID
him.
safe.
It's him standing in front of Kim, and he just like the biggest smile.
He just starts
and
to
then
smile.
cuts to black. The
Boom.
concert's over.
Scenes.
Bravo.
So that's how we're
Yeah,
going to break.
Donda's-
That's how we're breaking season 3 of the MacPack podcast.
He's
We'll
done
do.
miracles.
Yeah, Riley will come
on
out
me.
in a wedding dress, and me and Jake will go, he's here.
We've done it. All right, boys. Back onto the regular programming. Very excited
Yes.
for you. Now you have to wait
Mate,
an
yeah.
additional hour and a
Yeah.
half until you get to listen.
It'll be worth the wait.
Speaking of other things that are here, hay fever season's here. Spring has sprung.
Spring has
Welcome to
sprung.
spring. September is here. Welcome to September. I reckon
Yeah.
September's potentially my favourite month.
Do you remember?
Footy finals? Footy finals are about in September.
Yep.
It's just been announced that Perth will be hosting
Yeah.
a footy final this coming weekend, Friday night of release. They'll be hosting
Who's playing?
GWS and Geelong.
Oh, what?
Toby Green, mark
Huge
my words.
name.
Okay, this could
He's
end.
not playing.
Toby Green will play on Friday against Geelong.
Oh, I don't know.
100%.
No, you don't reckon he's going to get suspended?
He's too big of an asset for the AFL to ban.
He's
he
gone.
won't
He
miss.
won't
You
play the rest of the
can't-
finals.
He won't miss. He won't miss.
I
He
don't
won't
know.
miss.
Nah, he won't play.
miss.
Or do you think the verdict will be the
I-
contact with the umpire was deemed unintentional?
Yep. He'll get a huge fine. He'll get a huge fine, but he won't. He will not miss.
No.
Mark my words. So that's happening.
massive.
Hay fever.
Oh, the worst.
Well, that's the
It's gonna
September,
begin.
Great month. It sort of brings on it's the start of the end of the
it's
year.
the start of the summer.
Correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
it starts to get a bit warmer.
Yeah.
I tend to. I think we all tend to jump the gun a bit early.
Yeah,
A
definitely.
lot
used
of
to be-
lot of shorts weather, a lot of beach weather, a lot of in the pool weather,
When it's still
Well,
cold.
even today,
and then it's like freezing the next day, and you get sick.
even
Yeah.
today, me and Ash went out for like brunch.
Shout out to Ash.
Shout out Ash. So
Shout out Ash.
A dear friend of mine, I used to always tell him, man, you got to listen to the pod. And he never did. Then in the last 2 weeks, he's listened to every single episode while
Go
he's been at
Ash.
work.
A
so
true feat.
Big
true
shout
feat.
out to Ash. So yeah, we're sitting there. We go for brunch. Lovely little place, Flora and Fauna.
Just you and him.
Lovely. Yeah, after we got our tattoos.
Have you ever been to get brunch with another
No.
mate? No, never.
Yeah, well, me and Ash are close like that.
That's cute. And you've got matching tattoos, two like halves of a heart.
Well, okay, so they're not matching.
Oh, okay.
But he does have one by the same artist, Keith Herring.
Shout out to Keith.
On his right arm.
Keith Urban.
Anyway, so we're sitting there. Lovely day. We go to this cafe. You can only sit outside.
Yep.
Lovely day. That's the plan. We
Yeah.
get there.
Raining?
Freezing cold. Raining.
Nice.
We're sitting there under the cover. And then the woman brings out the food. Because I've only ever been there. Lovely weather.
Where'd you go?
Flora and Fauna.
Okay.
So you sit outside. We go out there. And then she goes, she's like, we're like sitting there half in the rain, half undercover. She goes, oh, I couldn't
Which
find
which half? One of you.
No,
on the
we're
right, one of
sitting
you?
like
Oh,
crossways,
so
yeah,
left
like a
left
thing,
arm and
yeah.
right arm.
And then
Cut in the middle.
she's like, oh, I couldn't find you guys. I thought you'd be sitting inside.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Not in the puddles.
I didn't know there was an inside part of the restaurant. There's a
Oh.
little secret door next to there, and you can go inside. There was a heater. It was lovely.
Oh, nice. Well, that's good. And you
There
got
you go.
tattoo.
Yeah, the big tattoo.
Congrats.
So it was my second one.
Tattoo reveal.
Yeah.
It was my second one, and it was Ash's fourth one. And
Yeah.
Ash got a house tattooed on his leg.
Why?
I'm not exactly sure why. He thought
Okay.
it looked cool.
Yep.
So the guy brings it out, the drawing of the house.
Did
He's
it
like,
look
is this
cool?
good? And Ash is like, no, I want it a bit bigger. So he goes, okay, sure.
Like
He's
the house from Up, or has it got any
No, it's just
significance?
a random house.
Like a box with a triangle on it.
it's a cartoony house.
It's a bit stalkerish.
And
Imagine
then-
if it's someone's house.
It's our house.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I want it a bit bigger. And then he's like, okay, I'll make it a bit bigger. So he goes in, does a new scan.
Yeah, it gets the architect
Bigger.
involved, obviously.
And then Ash is like, no, I want it even bigger.
Now the council's got to get
So
involved.
he goes and he gets it even bigger. He's like, yeah, this is perfect. And then so he's
Takes
getting
up
this.
his whole quad.
He's getting this tattoo on his like upper thigh.
Yeah.
He's getting the tattoo because he's got a couple on his arm, but this is his first leg one. And
Are they all houses? It's just a real
one's
estate.
the pool and then the front yard. And
It's
then
just his future house plan, just marked
He's,
out on his body. 2 bedrooms, please.
he's sitting there in the chair getting this tattoo, and he goes, he texts me. He goes, I'm in so much pain.
Oh no.
He goes, I wish I got the smaller house.
Oh god. No extensions to be done on the house then, by the sounds of things.
But yeah, spring is from.
Yes.
Yeah, those days in
spring is
September
here.
where it's like you can feel summer.
Yeah.
That's good.
They're really exciting. We had a few of them a couple of weeks ago. I think we had about 3 days in a row where it was like summerish weather.
Yeah, great time.
That was really fun. We went out for lunches. We were sitting in the sun. We were sitting at the back of
Just
work.
really living it up.
Yeah, chilling it.
Great time. Winter in Australia.
But we get sick. You've been sick for, I think now this
2
will mark
months.
about 7 months in a row, won't it?
2 months.
It's a long time to be sick.
2 months. As you know, bronchitis I've had.
Yeah.
Hence the coughing. And now I went back to the doctor to get my 3rd dose of antibiotics because they're not working. And he said, actually, champ, let's get you an x-ray and a blood test because you're fucked. And so
Do you know what you've got?
No, not yet. I went to the x-ray place and they kicked me out.
Oh,
Remember?
that's right. Yeah.
Got kicked out of...
You're too sick to get it.
yeah,
SKG. Is that
This is the new
SKG?
TikTok, getting kicked out of SKG.
Yeah. I went to SKG during the week as well.
How was it?
I was really crook on Tuesday.
Yep.
And then had to get my x-rays done for my chest and shoulders and stuff. I'm seeing a chiropractor. Just a bit of medical chat
Yeah.
to start off the podcast.
But just to be clear, Riley's bronchitis is non-contagious at this point.
Yes, but
Yeah.
let me tell you why I got kicked out.
But what have you got at the moment? Hang on. Do we know what you've got?
Nah.
Okay.
Well, they reckon it's bronchitis, but they test me with like whooping cough, all the shit.
Okay.
But
SKG. Just quickly, I was at
SKG.
SKG on
Didn't you just say this?
during the week. Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of old people at SKG.
Yes.
Lots of old people,
Yes.
especially like a midweek SKG run. I wasn't feeling I wasn't feeling great, and then like I don't have really any other time to go, so I just was like, I'll pop down for 20 minutes. It turned into an hour real quick. You're just sitting in the waiting area, and like
They're all gone for ages.
old people coming in, old people going out,
Getting
all
full
before
body scan.
all
Yeah.
yeah, to make sure their heart's still working.
It's-
What did you go for?
Chest scan.
Yeah, okay. And why'd you get kicked out?
I walked in and then I gave the lady my sheet and I was like, yeah, I just come to get an x-ray. And then she was like, all right, I just got to give you a temperature scan. And scanned my temperature and was like, ooh.
Oh, for like the COVID stuff.
Yeah.
I haven't had a temperature scan in months.
You kicked me out. She was like, you're too hot. And then I was like, bro, like, what am I going to do? She was like, go stand outside for a sec. So I went and stood outside and held my shirt up for a little bit. Just like cooled my
Give the
body,
people what they want.
cooled my body temperature
Damn,
down
I
in
get
the
it.
freezing cold while I've got like a flu as well as bronchitis. And she's like, go stand
And
outside.
he's like,
And then I get in, sit there for 20 minutes, walk in. The chick does 2 like scans, takes 30 seconds, and I'm out.
That was it.
and have you heard back?
Not yet.
Oh, listen next week for bronchitis reveal.
Here we go.
Finally, we'll just finish up some things with while we're on like
the topic of health.
while we're on the topic of health. September is
So yeah, I'll be participating in the Mullets for mental health.
yep.
So I think we were all planning on doing it. These two don't have enough hair.
Not
Oh,
currently.
I got enough hair.
Riley may, depending on his hair situation. But yeah, I'll be doing
Yes.
Mullets for mental health. So getting a nice trim. So I've actually been planning this for a while. I've been
cultivating
I've
hair.
been cultivating hair mass
So have I.
for the
You'll see one day.
for the past couple months. So yeah, on Wednesday, which is the first day of September,
Yeah.
first day of spring,
Yep.
this is getting mulletified.
Yes. We've actually had a message from I don't know his full name. He runs by a bit of an alias. He is a member of Magna House. Butterfly, sorry.
Oh, can't be doing that. Ooh.
What's his name? Here we go. He's a co-owner of Butterfly 73. He's seen some of your TikToks about Butterfly. He is a co-owner of a
Also
Bus.
a co-owner of.
Barber Bus.
Ooh.
So Barber Bus have kindly said
Offered.
that they're going to come out and give us some cuts,
Yeah.
which
fresh cuts.
is gonna be your
So he's
your
gonna do
mullet
the
cut.
mullet for us.
Yeah, so that's happening on Wednesday. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully we can do some stuff on the Wednesday, which will come out.
Yeah,
which
it sounds pretty sick.
oh, yeah.
So
which will be
basically
happening.
what it is,
and then we'll give you a bit of a debrief on how that all went this time next week.
it's almost like a Uber sort of service where they
come to you.
they drive out to our place.
Yeah,
They got all the equipment in the back, and then they're gonna just
you get in the
give
back.
you that fresh cut. I'll
Yeah.
have to do a step outside, come back in with a sick mullet.
There you go.
Should be very exciting indeed. But we'll keep you all posted on that. And people will be allowed to donate. Is that a thing?
Yeah, so the
It's like Movember.
yeah,
Okay.
so the link will be in our bio
Okay,
or in
we'll
our
do
link
that.
tree.
I like that. Yeah, so tune in next week. There'll be a bit more of a consolidated update.
Yeah, exactly.
Regarding that. Exciting times ahead. Go the
do it.
pack. This is body magic. This is body magic.
Boys. Week 3.
Week 3 done.
3 done
and
and
dusted.
dusted.
Yee-hoo!
How did we go this week, gentlemen?
It's got tougher again.
Yeah, definitely.
He's ramped it up. He's realized this is our base level of fitness. We've conquered that, and now we're back up into feeling like
It's
death again.
Well, that's the thing. So like, especially like even the Thursday last week was probably the first one where
Yep.
we really bumped it up.
Yep.
And it was sort of like, because I was getting to the stage like, oh, this is just chill. We come here, we do weights and shit, and then
Yeah.
we go home.
Be
Maybe
very
we'll do a
careful.
run.
Just quickly, be
Yeah,
very
yeah, 'cause
careful
he
of what
fucking
we
listened.
say.
Yeah.
He listens to the podcast. Last week, we made mention to the fact that we had been appearing a little bit late, just a couple minutes sometimes, a little bit late, particularly on the Saturdays, just a teeny tiny little sleep. He did move the session forward to 7:30.
7:30,
which
yeah,
was
a bit rude.
unrequired, and then we were a little bit late, and then this week coming I've had a fantastic 9.5 hour sleep. I woke up at about 7:45. We have to be there at
Yeah.
8, which for most people would be impossible. For us, pretty simple because we live quite close.
Yep.
When I say quiet, it's if I yelled loud enough, he'd be able to hear me. He probably heard my
He
alarm.
listened to the podcast when we record it.
And then prior to us arriving, he has
Yeah, we would have been in the car at this. Maybe not even.
yeah, probably still in bed. And has recorded a bit of a campaign surrounding our
This is
our
funny.
is it latency? Our latency.
lateness?
Yeah.
Well, even we got there and he was like, oh, there was a bit of a thing for like if you guys were late. But I didn't realize he meant like literally us two.
Yeah, us in particular. And you've seen the video. We
Yeah,
shared
it
the
was
video.
actually
It was
very funny.
it was pissing funny.
I was
But
watching
we
it
get
away.
there and he goes, "Oh, did you see the stories?" And I was like, "No, man. Like I've been awake for about 7 minutes." Like, what do you mean? So yes, we're going to be early every time from now on out.
So
100%.
basically, for every 10 seconds we were late, that's an additional hill run.
Yeah.
Not
10
only-
seconds is not generous.
No, especially
That's
because
far.
we parked way
Yeah,
down
we
the
parked
end
far away.
and just like wandered in because we saw
like-
Craig and Ben and they were just like sauntering through, so we just sauntered through after them.
10 seconds is like, who's gonna like?
Just be very
10
mindful of
seconds.
what
Yeah.
you're saying. Just be very mindful because you're not doing any hill runs.
Because like 10 seconds.
Although
I think it was very fair punishment, and we'll take it.
Yeah.
We'll move on. We'll never be late again. Sorry,
If
Drew.
anything, it was very gracious.
Really appreciated that punishment and only that
Because that's it.
punishment.
We're always just like a couple
Yeah,
minutes.
And then-
we're not
We're
peeling
not
in
10,
15
yeah.
minutes. Like, oh, sorry, bro, forgot we had training.
And so, what did he make you guys do? What did he make the whole class do?
He made
So-
everyone do the hill runs.
Everyone.
Like this, it's
15.
like the steepest hill in the world as well.
Yeah.
Well, we should
And on
s-
my poor little bristly knees, goodness gracious me.
And if people did see the video, not to shout out Ash yet again, but
No, at
we
the
were
Ash
talking
app.
about it this morning, and he was like, "Look, in the video, the hill doesn't look that steep, but he's like, I know exactly what
Oh,
hill that
yeah.
is, and it's a
It's
bitch."
like you're running straight up it vertically. But they've been good. They've definitely gotten harder again. Week 3's definitely been harder than week 2.
Yeah, way more intense, and it's also because the thing is, you say like we've been dead or whatever after,
Yeah, Monday was tough again.
but the thing is, if we did
Monday
this,
saw flashbacks back to
if
2
we
weeks
did
prior.
what we did now, like in the first week,
Oh yeah, it'd be
like
6
we
foot
would
under.
literally not be alive.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
So it's like, even though it's a lot harder now, the like improvement you feel, because not only are we doing more, but
Eating
we're lifting
better,
more weights.
Eating better, lifting more, just general fitness and feeling is
Yeah.
better.
So it's like I don't even feel as bad as the first week.
No, neither.
And-
Not as
and
sore.
we do so much more.
Yeah,
I'm keen to go to the gym with you boys after.
yeah, it
Must
should
be
be
done.
good. Should be good.
Yeah.
We'll make it happen.
But yeah, it's been good. So
The sessions have been good fun.
this-
They've been good fun as well. Everyone's starting to get
oh,
around
yeah,
each other a lot more.
loveliest group of people.
There's some great support
Not
from.
anymore. They're all
Expect-
pissed at you.
Well,
That's-
even that they
They
were.
weren't that. They weren't actually that angry,
They were
especially.
thanking you because you were helping them achieve them goals even faster than they
Yeah.
expected.
And we're probably coming in. Well, we're not in the top
We're bottom
echelon.
tier.
We're not in the top echelon yet. Remember,
but
week
like-
6 is when it's happening. My right knee has felt quite a lot of discomfort.
Oh yeah, I don't think.
Probably the most discomfort I've had since I did the injury. My meniscus is like real sore, and I am quite fearful that I've done like quite a bit of damage.
Shit.
So very, very similar pain to
To
I've
when-
experienced previously, but hopefully we can just push on because I do want to smack your ass.
Yeah, so I don't think you've mentioned it on the podcast
What
yet.
the
What?
6 week.
Yeah.
No, I did last week. Last week I mentioned that I want to overtake him by week
By
6.
week 6. That's
Yeah.
pretty soon.
Yeah,
that, 3
yeah,
weeks?
3
so
weeks.
week 3. So this week,
I started to beat you at the running on Saturday when we're doing some of the hill runs. I started to overtake. I'm getting way.
after the wall sits.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're good at the wall sits
Yep.
for some reason.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
the wall
I've
sits.
got
So what we're doing was wall sits
Wall
while
sits
half
are
of
artificial
the group
knees.
goes and runs
Oh.
up the hill.
Wall sits are just like unnecessary. They're just rude.
Again,
It's just
just
like a-
watch
Just
what you
careful,
say
'cause you're
because
not
whatever
there.
you say
It's just
does reflect poorly on us.
Go on.
But no, week 3 has been good fun, and week 4 is sure to be just as much fun.
And we're doing at the end of week 4, it'll be
Please.
we're doing a check-in with a weigh-in and I think photos.
Are we?
Yeah.
Oh fuck! I didn't know that.
Did
Are we
you not see
actually
the message in? Oh, he posted it on the group, not on the chat. But it was like, make sure
on the group? I don't think
The
I'm on
Facebook group.
I don't think I'm on the group.
Oh.
not a true.
Oh,
not a true fan.
oh well.
And then so he's like, yeah, make sure we're eating good because we get some photos at
Oh,
the end of this week.
what day? Saturday. Must be
Probably
Saturday.
Yeah.
Huge
Christ!
news.
All right. Well,
Keen to post these on the MacPack Instagram.
if they're
And I've
good,
got my.
If they're good. I have a secret-
I'm
What?
scared to say this actually, but on Friday is going to be it's my promotion drinks thing at work.
yeah.
So it's one of my designated drinking days.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's fine.
The
That's
day
fine.
before photos.
Yeah.
It's like getting a haircut the day before school photos.
Well, I will also have a mullet.
Yeah, true.
That's so funny.
Those side-on photos.
You
are
know,
gonna
the
look good.
photo would be like, 4 weeks and he's lost weight and grown a mullet.
What a man. Change is happening everywhere.
Hell yeah.
I have a secret that I'll run past you off air for the final photo. I'm thinking about doing something quite. Yeah, I'll run it through you off air.
Cock and balls out.
All right, boys, it's time to open up the book of words that we have. It's
Book
not
of wisdom.
It's not a dictionary. It is a MacCabulary
Oh.
of words that we've debuted once. It must have been
Once,
quite a time ago, which is
Yeah, it's probably like
It's
a
One of our
month and a half.
standard
One
only
week
sets,
is-
one
yeah.
and done.
We will eventually do like a circle and lap back and
Back, baby.
and do a bit of a game, a bit of an episode where we go back and
We've got 2 recurring segments this episode.
yeah.
Oh, another one to come. Well, what will it be?
So the people are being rewarded. But yeah, we will begin to start playing games that we've done previously.
We almost need to do like a clip show where we just do.
We need
Games
well,
that we've done.
a lot of the stuff is us teaching each other what the game was originally, and then like even for this, we don't have a sting for this because I think we thought of it on a whim.
MacCabulary.
Yeah. And then we've sat down tonight and we've gone, was there a sting? We can't really.
I have no idea.
Yeah, no, we did it like 9 weeks ago.
There we go.
But the MacCabulary, for those who are tuning in for the first time
Should we all do one?
this week, the MacCabulary is basically a dictionary of words that the MacPack uses in everyday language. Like it's terminology and different words that we've used to
Yeah.
describe things and different ways that we've probably picked up terms that
Yes.
mean stuff in like a generic sense to like the rest of the world, but for us they have their own
meaning.
meaning. Last time we all took one.
Yep.
And then we basically just have to describe, tell everyone what the word or statement is,
Yep.
explain what it means, and basically use it in a social situation.
Hell yeah.
Easy enough.
Hell
Yep.
yeah.
Joe, you want to kick it off with the first one?
The first one.
The first one.
So the first one. So we've got these ones are 2 very similar.
Yeah.
This one shouts out a guest of the
Yeah,
MacPack
big
podcast.
shout out. So the first one is something that Ben Fairclough said a lot.
Yep.
While he was on and just
In our presence.
general what he
Yeah.
says.
Yes.
And the second one is something that I think Jake says the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Ben's one is pause.
Yep.
And Jake's one is spell.
Which I think mean the same thing.
Yeah, very similar. So
Yeah.
the general gist of it is basically like,
We've noted
stop.
your behavior.
Yeah, it's like stop and also sort of like get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, you're better than that.
It's like a pat on the head. It's like, come on now.
Yeah, it's like pause would be like
For
someone says something a bit outlandish. You're like pause.
Yeah.
You're like stop.
Yeah.
yeah. For example, someone says, "This week of the MacPack podcast wasn't as good as the week before."
Pause.
Jake, pause. Or Jake, spell.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Jake.
It's more likely it's more okay. Let's say the Toby Green situation.
Yeah.
Toby Green's a scrub and like is a bad player and means nothing to the AFL. I'll be
This
like,
is gonna get taken out of context.
I'll be like, spell, man. Like honestly, that's just blatantly
Yeah, grow up.
incorrect. Yeah, grow up is
'Cause
almost the same.
Spell comes from like take a spell,
Yeah.
as in like have a rest.
Yeah, as in like, yeah, you're done here. An advancement on spell that I've been using is hot spell. It's like you need that shit
Oh.
quick. Like
Quick,
hot
yeah.
spell, man. Hot spell. Like get out
like
quick.
if-
Just take a breather and then get back to us with some actual
If you
knowledge.
pursued your original career as a PE teacher, I feel like you would say that all the time to your kids.
Hot spell.
You need a hot spell now. Get into the corner.
Hot spell. So that is the first. The second one is one that I use a heap, and we've
Yes.
definitely. I think it sort of stemmed from. I think it was more a you and I thing than it was a Joe thing.
Yep.
Um,
As all cool things tend to be.
and it was
Spell.
Salt. It was Salt Bay. So we have everyone knows of the Salt Bay. It's the guy who does the.
It's more like
Oh,
this.
sorry, I didn't get my technical elbows.
It's like a me from 2016.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that. So that's the guy Salt Bay. But we use Salt Bay as in if somebody's like a little bit sour, like a bit of a sourpuss,
Yeah.
which is probably a term in itself. They are salty, right?
Yes.
And we go one step further, and rather than be like, "Oh, you're a bit
You're
salty,"
being salty, yeah.
Yeah.
we fucking go, "You're Salt Bay
You
right
have
now."
turned
Like,
into a 2016 meme the way you're acting.
So that's essentially what it means. I use it a lot with you, like when you get a bit grumpy.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, come on, Salt
'Cause
Bay."
it's like,
That happens a lot. I use it a lot with Taylor when Taylor gets. She
I
very
bet she fucking loves
very
it.
rarely does she
The
get
best
like.
part about it,
She has to put up with a lot, and very rarely
Yeah.
do I tip her over the edge. But often
as a victim,
when I do, it becomes, "Oh, don't get Salt Bay. Come on, Salt Bay."
The way you say it is
Salt
so
Bay.
annoying.
Yeah.
as a victim of being salt bait before, it really grinds your gears.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't
Is
like
it
to be
really-
called Salt Bay.
Yeah, you
It
don't get
just-
liked to be called salty when you're already being salty.
It just undermines everything you're feeling. You're like, oh, being a bit of a salt bay, are you?
yeah.
Yeah. I like it. It
And
really
it's also
does work.
because you're being a bit salty. It's like, oh yeah, whatever. But then to
To be labelled
To just
To be a
the
bae.
Salt Bae.
The Salt Bae of the moment.
It's a
It's
title
too
that
much-
it's a title that no one wants.
It's too much to handle. And you know what? Being called Salt Bae is almost like Jake's there sprinkling a little bit of
Yeah.
extra salt on you.
Yeah.
It's good. It's real good for. I think it's antagonistic behavior.
Yeah, you love
Yeah,
antagonizing people.
that's who I am.
The next one.
The last one.
That's a
last
bit
one.
more fun.
Shouts out to father. For
Yeah,
this one.
Frankie boy. Happy Father's Day. Dad will be joining us on the next segment, so make sure you stick around.
This one's kind of a it's like a surprise. Like I'm amazed by this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
it's
an
a bit of an-
exclamation.
It's a bit of an
Yeah.
oh my god, like
Yes.
crikey, boy oh boy, wowie.
Father says, "Pickle Me Grandmother."
Yeah, which I'm not actually sure, like the literal
What it means.
the literal meaning.
Would have to. Should we ask him?
We're also talking this. That's a great. It's a real timely one because we're talking about pickles,
Pickles later, yeah.
and we've got
Pickle-
Dad on, so
Yeah.
there's a lot
It's got
happening.
Oh my gosh!
This is the most, yeah.
This
we've
is the
got
best
a
run
big-
sheet we've done.
We've got a big graph with like a big ball with like Dad's face, Pickles, our grandma.
we-
It's like, how can we join
fit, How can
them?
we fit this in?
Pickle Me Grandmother.
That might, if all goes to plan, that term will be in the title.
Oh,
Yeah.
if we can rhyme something.
Yeah,
with
if I can
grandmother.
sort that out with my intellect,
Yeah, because
that'll be happening.
Yeah, someone put that into rhyme so quick.
If my yeah. Anyway, go hit us with
for
it.
example, I'll come home from a night out and say, "I got kicked out of Magna House last night. Dad, pickle me, grandmother."
Yeah,
That's
it's like
pretty
it's
much
kind of
it.
like I don't believe that this is happening. Kind of
Yeah.
like
Yeah. That's essentially what it is. It's
You
like
get the
what-
idea.
We've gone like it's oh my god, it's whoa. That's a lot to take or
It's
Yeah.
pickle me, grandmother.
take in. Yeah.
Pickle Me Grandmother.
Um,
It's almost I don't know if it's like what you said is as absurd as someone turning my grandmother
Into a pickle.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that might be where it comes from.
yeah.
I feel like it's
Anyway,
It
I've
must
got,
be like an old wives something about it.
maybe we'll ask Dad at the end. So what we're gonna
Get
do?
him on.
We're
he
just-
would definitely have no
Yes.
idea where
We're
it comes
just
from.
we're just about to get Dad on the pod. What we're gonna do for the next segment, just between the three of us and all of you listening, is we've got a heap of stories and questions to ask him and a game to play with him. And it'll be heaps of fun. What we're gonna do is we've done it before. We just like try and drop in words
Yeah.
when we've had. I think we called Taylor,
Taylor,
and
yeah.
it was in one of the leftovers episodes. But essentially, what we're going to do is try and drop in the term "pickle me grandmother" one
of us each.
one time each throughout the next 20 minutes or however long Dad's on the podcast. So be sure to listen into that and see if we can get the job done. And then we will ask him what "pickle me grandmother" means at the end. Sound good?
Yeah,
Let's do
sounds great.
Perfect. Close the book. All right, boys, gives us the greatest of all pleasures to invite for the first time join us onto the panel is Mr. Daddy-O himself, Frank McKenna. Welcome, Big Papa.
Welcome to
What's
the
going
panel.
on?
Not a lot. I'm just checking my bank balance to see if the money's gone through for this.
Do you think this is a paid gig?
Because I hope we're getting paid for this. 'Cause this is serious shit. And by the way, good morning, Vietnam. That's a shout out to Robin Williams, a man I love and cherish.
We got no idea where this chat will end up over the next 20, 30 minutes. So apologies in advance.
Well, if they don't, I have no idea where it's going to go.
We've got a few questions to ask. It is obviously Father's Day on Sunday. This episode will come out on Friday like they do every week. Isn't that right, Dad? You listen in?
Yeah, all the time. I'm number one subscriber.
Have you ever listened to an episode?
Is this Hamish and Andy?
Nah, have you listened to an episode?
About 15, 20 minutes. Somewhere.
Okay,
And then I couldn't find it again.
we've done 49
He
episodes.
watches our TikToks.
I've
though.
seen you. You and Mum used to watch them on YouTube in the lounge occasionally.
Yeah, I know, but I got bored with that.
when Dad was in
No,
hospital
yeah, Dad was.
because he had like food poisoning or something.
The kids were trying to poison me to get rid so they could save some money for Father's Day, but it didn't work. They brought me back to life after 3 litres of fluid, which I think it was partly Jim Beam, which was a good sign.
And then while he was in hospital, he was liking all our TikToks.
Yeah, that's right. I do remember
He
that.
clearly missed us and had to get some MacPack action. while he
Well,
was
once
gone.
I slept for 2 days and it was 4 a.m., I thought, what the am I going to do now? I can't go to sleep. I can't order breakfast.
So the bottom of the barrel was the
So-
Tats.
Yeah,
I
TikTok.
said, look, my phone's here and it's charged. So I said, "Oh, this will be a good to see what my family's up to." Tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock.
Do you have a favorite TikTok?
Hamish and Andy. There's a bit of a plug out there for you lads. Checks in the mail. I'll be checking their bank account tomorrow.
So with Father's Day coming up over the course of the weekend, we thought we'd ask you a few Father's Day questions. What is like your favourite Father's Day present that we've got you over the journey, or your favourite Father's Day that you've been able to
I haven't got it yet.
not this year.
I'm thinking the future.
Over the course of the years.
Oh, the course of the years. When they were at kindy and all that sort of stuff, they used to make me pretty sort of heartwarming cutlery, like cups and saucers and plates.
Cutlery.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I made a nice plate.
You used to make a lot of chromatic. Is that what they call them? Chromatics?
I made a plate for Dad, and it was like you and I had like painted you on there, like laying
I
bricks.
still got it. Still got it.
I have a cement block that I chiseled out the
Oh,
word
that's right. I got that in
dad.
the shed too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the shed. I thought it was
Yeah.
on the mantle in the living room.
No, it used to be in the mantle right next to the dog urns.
Oh.
Yeah, in memory of. Yeah. Like when he said a brick, it's actually like a brick. Don't know how he made it. I should put some pictures up so you can get a gisp of it all.
It's an audio platform. All right, what about your dad? How's the relationship with your dad? Have you ever gotten your dad anything as nice as some cutlery?
I used to look at him and go, "You need pretty well everything, don't you?" So I used to buy him like the latest fashion and try and dress him up a bit. Trendy white New Balance shoes.
Nice.
New Balance. Another plug. But every time I'd give him it, he would say the good old annual words was, "What the fuck did you buy me this shit for?
Yeah,
I've got a wardrobe full of it."
Oh goodness gracious! You are a big New Balance guy.
Yes, I like my New Balance.
White as they come as well. You don't mix it up. They have quite an array of different
269s, I think they are. There's a brand model, and they only make them for me.
He put like 4 out in front of the heater once. And I was like, why? Like, why have so many of the same shoe? I want to get different ones. He was like, well, these ones are for inside, these ones are for outside, these ones for when I go like, these are like fancy ones. All the exact
They're
same.
all
These are
identical
same
shoes.
Yeah, just different marks on them. If I've been in the garden, they look pretty saucy.
So nothing huge from your dad. You don't have like a big Father's Day story of when maybe you got your dad something exciting?
No, I should just try and keep him up with fashion.
Yeah.
New trackies. Try to cover up that brickies crack somehow.
So how long did you work for your dad when you were a young lad? Because you've been bricklaying since you were how old?
Too long.
When did you start working? Tell us how you started working. The classic story.
The classic story.
Yes. What happened?
We used to go to the disco on the weekends. And
You and Dad?
No, me and
the
a
boys.
couple of friends.
Okay,
Some are dead now, but they're all right.
Yep.
But then we'd have to cost 50 cents to get in and whatnot. And
Yep.
a bit of soda pop.
Oh, nice.
And checking out the Cheeky Babes.
Oh, yeah.
And moving and shaking. And then the old man got sick of giving me money each week, and he goes, "Well, if you want money, you better get that out of bed in the morning."
Oh, Pickle Me Grandmother.
And then I started working when I was on Saturdays when I was about 12.
Yeah, right.
There you go.
What was he like to work for? Pretty lax sort of unit?
Yeah, no, he's a pretty hard working fella.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to do a man's work every day, if not more.
So your name's Frank McKenna. What's his name?
Same.
Frank McKenna.
We have that for taxation reasons. There's a number of Frank McKennas in our family.
What's he always called you? Francis, not Frank.
Boy. Boy.
Fuckwit.
But he used to call me lots of things, but, Francis was very few.
That's good.
Unless the police had been to a house. I said, "Francis, the police are looking for you." I said, "Well, don't tell them where I am."
There you go.
So you haven't listened to many episodes, or if any. But the people have asked a few questions So we've got like a growing following on TikTok, as you would have seen.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And on Instagram as well. And so we asked quite an array of our fans to ping in some questions. One of the questions that came in was, who was your favourite son of the three of us sitting here? Would you be kind enough to disclose?
It's a hard one because they've all got different qualities. And I still haven't worked them out yet. So I better put Buddy down.
Oh, that's what Mum said.
The dog, yeah.
The dog. It's the only other male.
What about a cat?
Oh, the cat. That's a male too.
Yeah, Socks has gone alright.
Yeah, Socks is up there in the top 10.
Top 10.
Of the five
And
of
then,
us.
so what?
So the top number one son.
Yeah. That was the plan. That was a question.
Well, let me think. It's a little bit like the prodigal child. I don't know if I have one.
Probably a good thing.
Yeah, probably a normal.
Probably
answer.
Jake because he was the
Oh.
first. And then Joe because he was a second.
Cop that, Junior boy.
And then the little fella.
There you go. Ranked him.
Rydog.
In order of appearance.
Order of arrival.
So which of the sons causes you the most grief?
Oh, that's easy, Jake.
Oh, right. Okay.
That was also Mum's answer. Why is that?
Because he's probably a lot like me, uncontrollable.
Good
And then number two is Jake, 'cause he never cleans his damn room.
Yeah, that's true.
And Riley, he's good. His room's spotless. It's like a crime scene, or just after a crime scene.
Oh, good. Do you have any like good memories? We obviously, I have good memories of being like very young, just chilling out with Dad at home. Because Dad, as a bricklayer, you'd like when it would rain, you wouldn't go to work. So we'd have a lot of just like days to hang out and watch a lot of movies and just chill at home during the winters.
Yeah, well, that's why I liked not working for the old man, because he used to make you work through every kind of weather. So when I was working for myself, I had the option of
Just chilling out when it
just
rained.
ring the boys and say, "Do you want to stay in bed or go to work?" And they go, "Bed." 'Cause
Good
they've
call.
all been out probably partying pretty hard. But when I also got into a film business, which made a lot of money, so that gave me the
Flex.
option to have, to work 2 days a week. So I did.
They were the good days, wasn't it? It was probably most of them were before Riley was born. We used to
Yeah, the good old days. Yeah.
hang out with
Yeah.
Dad, watch like Shrek and Toy Story and shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They were the good times.
So one of the questions came in from a good friend of us and a friend of the show, Liam Rafferty, who you remember of after one of the big Christmas parties from work.
Oh, the
you-
guy that wears the mauve shirt.
No,
No,
that's
no.
Luke Turley. No,
Oh,
that's
bloody
Luke
Luke.
Turley.
This is the guy who it was a big night out. We had a big Christmas party, then we had kick-ons here, and there was a man sleeping on your barbecue.
Yeah, your brand new
out the
barbecue.
back.
It was still in the box.
Oh yeah.
And he asked, is he forgiven?
Yeah. But he should have hung around and helped me assemble it the next day.
So what was the story after that one? What happened?
So basically, I was asleep because I had work the next day.
Yep.
You had gone to bed, and there were still a few people at the back
At
who
the back kicking on.
Dad didn't know.
Yeah.
Dad walked out. He was like, "Why are these people still here?" It was like 3 a.m. or something.
Yep.
I think I said, "Don't you guys have a home?"
So Dad basically went out and kicked these people off our property. One of whom was having a
Raph?
nice little nap on our new barbecue that was still in the box.
Yeah. That's right. That was good. That was a good
A
time.
pre-Christmas barbecue.
Yeah. Ricky also asked, who's your least favourite and most favourite of our mates?
Big.
Oh, good question.
And give
Big
reasons for why.
Here we go.
Oh, was that Ricky's question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Ricky, of course.
Is favourite or least favourite?
Oh, favourite.
There you
Why?
go. That's a good
He's
shout.
one of the fourth McKennas.
Bang! Big call.
Hey, I
Fourth
remember.
McKenna is a title that many people have
Asked for.
asked for over the years.
I'll be expecting a Father's Day present in a week.
From Big
There you
Rick
go.
himself.
I got a good one here.
Oh, we've got more questions coming in.
What's your funniest memory from the boys?
Oh.
Ever been a story or a tale or a situation? What got you cracking up over the years of us growing up?
Oh, like every day is a bit of a crack up.
Oh, well, that's good.
We used to have a lot of Mattress Boy was a good era. Mattress Boy.
What's Mattress Boy?
They used to slide down the couches on one of these single bed mattresses we used to have.
Yeah.
Ah.
yeah, so we used to have
Again, wasn't around for this.
We used to have a
No.
big couch in the living room, and then we'd have like just a single bed that was on the floor, and then every now and then Dad would just lean the single bed up against the wall
Hours of fun
on the couch, and we'd just make like a triangle, and we just climb up the couch and then get to the top of the mattress.
Roll back down.
And just roll down the single bed, like on like a 45-degree angle, just roll down to the floor.
Oh, that'll hurt.
No, it was good. It was good fun. Builds
It's like
resilience.
We're at the age where like you hit the floor, you don't really feel
Yeah,
it.
you just
Is that
roll
why our
with the
knees
punches.
are all fucked?
Maybe. Who knows?
There
Who
you
knows?
go.
So that was good. There was a good little Q&A. I don't think was there
Pickle
any
Me
other.
Grandmother, that was good.
Yeah, indeed it was. Where does the term "Pickle Me Grandmother" come from?
Kingswood Country.
What's that mean?
It's a TV show way before you were born.
And what does the actual term mean? Pickle me grandmother.
What was it? Pickle my.
Pickle me grandmother.
That's what the old bloke used to say, and he used to say, "Bloody."
No,
Put your money on the fridge because his son-in-law was Italian, and he used to drink all the beer, and he'd go, "Oi, put the money on the fridge." And then his son,
Let's
son
get back on
always-
track. What's Pickle Me Grandmother about?
Well, that's what he used to say. Pickle my grandmother.
Oh,
that was
It was
part
one
of
of
it.
the Aussie sayings.
okay.
Yeah.
What is why are you pickling a grandmother?
Well, it's a bit of a sad state if you want to keep her around for that long.
I'm confused.
'Cause you got to pickle her to preserve her.
What?
That's how you preserve like onions and
You pickle them.
yeah, you put
It's
it in
like
the-
putting them in.
Oh,
Pickle
pickle my
water.
grandmother. Just want to preserve the old bat.
There you go.
You know,
All right, perfect. We're gonna take a quick short break,
that was hard work.
and then we'll come back. We've got a game to play with Dad, so we'll just reset and then
What
we'll
a game!
we'll rip into the game.
Good morning, Vietnam.
We're still here with Dad, and welcome back. Basically, what we've got now is we've got a little game going on. It's a game we've played before.
Yes.
I'll just quickly explain the rules, and then we'll hit this thing, and then we can get right into it. So basically, the game is Take Me Back. It has a pretty well-known theme song to it, which we'll hear in a second. Basically, the game is I'll read out a bunch of stats and a bunch of happenings from a certain year in time.
Yep.
And you'll get to guess. So we'll give Dad the first guess. Once he guesses, Joe, you can guess at any time.
Yep.
And then we'll just go back and forth, and we'll just say between me and Riley, we'll say higher or lower on what year it is. All right. If there's no questions, we will play these things.
Let's get into it.
And there's no rules.
Take me back to the past time, a past year, back before we could drink beer. Movies, artists, stylish gear, we gotta find out what was the year.
All right, that will do it. Boys, the game is just about set. Is there any questions? Dad, have you got any questions before we launch into the
No,
game?
only answers, only answers.
Okay, perfect. We will give you the first guess. So we'll read out a handful of questions. You know what we won't? We'll read out a handful of questions. Whoever wants to get in and guess first, go for your life.
Yep.
But you then forfeit the following guess to the next person. Easy enough?
Yep.
Yeah.
I just send you the questions themselves, Riley.
Phone's dead.
Okay, sick.
Send it to Joe's phone.
Have you got Joe's? Don't worry about it. I'll just hand you the phone. Ready? The first one is, in this year, on January 7th, the Leaning Tower of Pisa closed to the public.
Yes, it did. Coronavirus.
No. So the game, you have to guess the year in which it happened.
Oh, I thought you said this year.
No. It's just you got to guess a year.
Oh,
So
2017.
again, incorrect. Joe, you get the next guess. Riley,
So
go with
wait, when you say closed to the public, that means people aren't allowed to walk in the building.
correct.
2009.
You don't have to guess right away. You can wait for Riley to say the next stat.
Oh.
So did he just use his?
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Back
Let's go.
to
Are
Dad.
you going
Let's
to
go.
say higher or lower?
Lower.
Lower. Rightio. In this year, Liam Hemsworth, Patrick Dangerfield, Nick Natanui, Margot Robbie, Iggy Azalea, and Stan Walker all were born. Dad,
Want to guess? Do you want to
wanna
guess a
another
year?
1964.
Higher.
You think those people are your age?
Just testing them.
All right.
Okay.
The next question.
2001.
Just
don't get-
I'll guess 1990.
Joe's hit it on the head. That's
Bang.
actually.
Oh, how did he do it? he's seen the questions and answers.
What a dog.
How's he actually
Rigged,
done it?
rigged,
A
tell
few
you.
of the other things that we had were, why did you give it 1990?
Just because it's like a round number to pick.
So
He ruined it.
in the 19, yeah, exactly. In 1990, the VFL became the AFL. Bob Hawke was still the Prime Minister.
Oh, lovely.
Ghost was the #1 movie still out. Home Alone 1 got released. Ice Ice Baby was doing the rounds. Thunderstruck by AC/DC was released.
Hey, now we're talking.
And Adobe Photoshop was in its first iteration and was publicly distributed.
See, we
What a
all had all this good stuff.
Yeah, and you've just
Sorry, it was
Joe
the guess. I'm
ruined
sorry
it.
for playing the
you've
game.
you absolutely thrown a Hail Mary that has turned into quite the win indeed.
Sorry, Dad. That's it for you.
That's right. That's good with me. Joe wins again as usual.
Take me back to the past time, a past year, back before we could drink beer. Movies, artists, stylish gear, we gotta find out what was the year.
Well, thanks for joining us, Dad. Did you want to add anything else? Did you have anything else that you wanted to tackle? Any big global issues?
No, just wondering when there's all this sort of radio stuff starts making an income for us. Come on.
All right, boys. This week we asked the people of Australia, do you like pickles?
No.
I love them.
Do you actually?
As I said in the intro, I fucking love them.
Nah, man. That's why.
They're weird, man.
So this is actually an interesting story. Well, I think it's an interesting story. I used to be anti-pickle. I used to not like my cheeseburger with pickles and stuff like that.
Yep.
Nice.
Then I realized, and I love cucumbers. I used to take cucumbers to have at recess and stuff.
That's
Then
weird.
I learned.
Like a full cucumber.
What a cool kid. What a cool guy.
Yeah,
Cool
a
guy
full
alert.
cucumber.
Cool guy alert.
Is this when you were sitting in the library at recess and lunch?
Huh?
Sitting in the library
Yeah,
at recess
with
and
no
lunch?
friends. Yeah. And eating my cucumber. But then I realized that pickles are just cucumbers put in like brine.
Which is
Who's Brian?
Brian.
Who's Brian?
Poor Brian.
Does Brian know about
They're
Pickle Me
brine.
Brian.
It's like salty water with like dill and stuff in it.
Dylan was there as well.
Dylan.
Dylan
Dill,
and
it's
Brian.
like a little herb thing. Anyway, that's
Poor
how
Brian.
they make pickles. You just put pickles are just cucumbers.
They get put in
It's
like vinegar.
sort of, yeah. Brine.
Shit's fucked.
Brian.
Who's Brian?
They get put in brine and then they get removed.
Who's Brian? Which part of Brian do they
And
go
once
in?
I learned that pickles were just cucumbers,
Yeah.
they grew on me. I love pickles now.
They started growing on you.
Are you
Where?
Brian?
No, the taste grew on me. I love pickles now.
Oh, that's good.
And
That's
it's good. I live in a
It's
pretty
not.
anti-pickle family.
Yeah. Does anyone?
Anyone like pickles?
Yeah.
Mom?
No.
Mum is a pickles, please. Onions, no thanks. That's
Yeah.
what Mum runs.
Yeah.
So yeah, I used to get extra. We would get burgers. What do I get? Extra pickles.
Yeah, I gotta take
Extra
one down, throw 'em
pickles
to Jack and
is
Joe.
a
And why do you
Right.
guys
Go
not like
on.
pickles?
They're
Well,
weird, man.
Yeah,
I don't mind the taste of it in a burger, but the texture's just hard to get through when you're eating like a soft burger.
Right, yeah.
I think we've come to an agreement where I'll very rarely order if it's like Hungry Jack's or Macca's or one of the bad food places that Jared won't let us go to anymore.
Yeah.
If it's from there,
Yeah.
I don't mind getting it with the pickles, but then I'll take the pickles out because I like the taste of like the vinegary element.
The residue is good.
But I don't
Yeah.
actually like the texture of this soggy like
If you
bit
could
of
get-
seaweed in
If
the.
you could get
Yeah,
like a
they're really
personalized
crunchy.
burger, it would be like, can you just like drag the pickle on?
Can you get Brian out the back? Just get him to crouch.
Lick
Just
it.
get him to crouch on the burger for us, and then just keep on walking by. When we're out at the pub and stuff, we do a lot of pub lunches at Freeform, which
Yeah.
again I haven't been able to contribute as part of, as well.
And
While we do this challenge,
You are a fussy eater.
very.
When you go out with like the lads, do you just suck it up?
Nah. You can in some regards you can, but when it is like it's like we'll have like group food, and I won't make other people change their preferences based on mine. And I'm happy to try and modify at that point.
Yeah.
But if it is my meal, I'll make whatever fucking changes I need.
Nice, respect.
And so we go to so many different places, and the safest bet for me is just to get like a burger. So I'll just get like a beef burger, a cheeseburger, or something along
Classic.
those lines. Yeah, can't go wrong.
You you can't.
But I'll always get it obviously without pickles.
Yeah.
And say like most of the table will get burgers, and then it's like, all right, we've got this burger, this burger, this burger, and they're all the same burger.
Mm-hmm.
But mine's always the only one without pickles.
Ah.
Tommy Meat loves the pickle.
Yep.
Shout out to Tommy. Tommy will be on the podcast before the end of the year. Promise, promise, promise.
Yep.
He's got some big news regarding some
Ooh.
future
MacPack.
MacPack stuff, which
Yeah.
is fucking exciting.
Yep.
What was I talking about? Pickles.
So the burgers come. Yours is the no pickle burger.
Yeah, always. What don't you like about the pickles?
The texture. They're really crunchy and like hard to actually chew through.
I don't find them that crunchy. They're very soggy. They're a bit wet
Especially
boys.
the Macca's ones are soggy.
Yeah, they're real wet
But
boys.
they take a while to chew down and get
They're
down
a
your
bit chewy.
throat. Yeah.
What have you seen? Have you seen what Varsity do? You get it without the pickle, but they don't put the pickle in the burger. It's just like
pickles on the thing.
it's just like a dry pickle on. It's basically just a small man's cucumber.
Oh, that's weird. I've seen that. Yeah.
yeah. So
And
they'll
just
put
plug it in the top.
so the burger
Why?
comes with like a what do you call it? Like a pointy a stick.
Yeah,
Like a toothpick kind of thing.
Yeah, and then the pickles on it.
Yeah.
I always think that is weird because like
Are you meant to eat it?
if I want a pickle, if I'm ordering a burger and I want a pickle, it's like
I want the
it's
little.
part of the.
Yeah, you don't want to eat the
Yeah.
burger and then just be chewing on
Yeah,
it.
because that's what I have to do. I like eat it and I like all right.
One bite.
I
one
want this
bite.
pickle, so I gotta have. Yeah, this is. You gotta plan out. Like, oh, this is gonna be a pickle bite.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're like bite the pickle, bite the burger.
So when we go to Varsity, I don't think a lot of people.
But there's no point asking for it without.
Yeah, so I just get it with, especially because we often go with work. Tom's there, so I get
It's
him
a free
and
pickle.
handle him. Just hand him a pickle, and he'll just fucking chew into this pickle like it's
Another-
a carrot stick.
That's strange.
Another thing that Varsity does,
Yeah,
deep fried pickles.
actual.
Yeah. So I went. I knew they were on the menu, but it's one of those things where it's like I would never just like. It's like, oh, I'd love to try that, but I'm not going to order a whole thing of deep fried pickles.
Yeah.
But I went to a birthday party at Varsity, and they had like
What a day.
just
What a
like
vibe.
spreads like of everything. So like chips, pickles, the onion rings, and
Fuck,
those
the
deep fried
lot.
pickles. If you're a fan of pickles, fucking give them a crack.
Make it happen.
They are good. They are good.
There you go. That's
Mm.
the gang wrote in, Jake.
The gang. Oh yeah, that's
gang
right.
wrote it.
Sorry,
He did
I was
write
just
it.
I was just gonna wrap it up there.
Yeah, Megan Murray said it's slime that just tastes like vinegar.
Yeah, she's not wrong.
Yeah.
We got a few,
It is a pretty intense flavor. I'll give that.
especially if it's by itself. I would imagine.
Yeah, I'll occasionally. I've got my little
You got a pickle jar.
jar of pickles in the fridge.
You got Brian out the back.
and I'll occasionally, especially, I'll eat a pickle. Just
What,
put
one?
I'll raw dog a pickle.
A snack.
Yeah. Sometimes I just feel like it.
That's weird.
I had a pickle last night.
I don't get
Can't be doing that. Are they like filling?
seek help.
Is it like, oh, yummy
Nah,
snack
it's just like
time?
yum and crunchy.
Isn't that
What would you like compare it to for us non-pickle enthusiasts?
like a chip?
It's just like, yeah, I don't know. It's like
Salt
sort of
and vinegar
sweet,
chips.
sort of soury.
Cool, that was really not helpful. We had a few contrasting opinions from Maddie, who was Adelaide in the first episode
Yep.
of the podcast. She goes, they're good in burgers, but not by themselves.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough.
So, I would never eat a pickle by itself. When they're in the burger, I can put up with it,
Mm-hmm.
but my preference is without.
Without, yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas Bojana, good friend of the show, Bojana, she goes, I like the crunchy ones that are in the jar, but not ones that are in the burger.
There you go.
So
Okay, yeah.
jury's out on whether people
Whether
like
it could invert.
people like burger chips or burger pickles, or what would you call them? Virgin pickles,
Yeah, I guess. Solo pickles.
solo pickles.
There you go.
Have you got any
I think the good thing that
fan requests? No.
Max
Oh yeah,
he said
coffee, cough dog.
the tanginess. It's just like it's a very unique flavor and it's very
Yeah.
strong. It's very like in my when I have when I used to have Big Macs,
Yeah.
the pickle sort of like makes the burger in my opinion.
Yeah, Andrew Jordan Keane said Macca's pickles hit different.
They do. They're good. They're always like the exact same size.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good point. Are they coming out of a bag? They wouldn't have they wouldn't have a
Yeah.
jar of pickles.
That has to be like a manufacturing slicer.
Where they slice. No, but even like
we should have asked
radius.
we should have asked Ben.
Oh,
How do they do
true.
the pickles? Surely they're just putting them in like a massive bag. Like we've got a bag of pickles, so they just like microwave
Yeah.
to warmth. That's quite
I don't know.
disgusting.
They're pretty cold. I reckon they just throw them in.
Anyway, well, 52% of people said that pickles are all right,
Yep.
while 48% of people said pickles are no good.
There you go.
And if you work at Macca's, please, you got to let us know how do they get their pickles so perfect.
All right, boys, brings us to one of our favourite segments we do each and every week. It's time for our It's our everyday hero.
Hell yeah.
Now this week I'm going to tell a bit of a story. It's a story that we've all been well aware of for probably the entirety of season 2.
Yep.
It's something we've done sort of on the DL.
Yeah.
But in recent times it's become a little bit more public knowledge. So we thought we'd share it now that probably definitely more people were aware of it than they would have been a couple of weeks ago. It sort of stemmed to light in probably the Australian mass media within the last 2 weeks, with the Essendon Football Club being well involved. But previous to that, it was actually Ernie Johnson has a book, Unscripted, fantastic book. Ernie Johnson works on TNT with Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Charles Barkley, like the whole NBA production that goes into
He's
putting
a commentator or like does comment.
Yeah, he's like he was a sports reporter, and is just done. He's like a presenter. He's the equivalent to like our Bruce McAvaney.
Yeah.
Now Ernie has quite a good story. If you do see the book out, go get it. It's fantastic. We're going to be talking about chapter 5 in particular, and the story that occurs in chapter 5, which has been the part of the book that has probably been most publicised within the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Now, Ern has quite a large family, and most of his children are in fact adopted. This story in particular is about Michael, his son, and I thought it would be fitting to do. It's like a Father's Day sort of special this week. It'd be a good idea to give Ernie and his son Mike joint everyday heroes for their part that they play in this story. Now, I've got a few notes written down, so bear with me as we rip through them. So, Cheryl, his great wife, Ernie's wife, Cheryl.
Yep.
He couldn't speak about anyone higher than he talks about her in the book. She must be a genuine lady indeed. Yeah. So he said that he was watching she was watching the 2020 film.
Yeah, the 2020 documentary.
2020 documentary. Sorry. No, the film. Yeah. And so anyway, there's a story about an orphanage and whatnot. Yeah. Like basically what's going on in these Romanian orphanages, where there's a heap of young kids that get born.
But when did this stuff happen? This happened ages ago, right? This wasn't recent.
No. This is years and years ago. Yeah. And the orphanages are basically full of kids who have disabilities or some sort of special needs, whether they're mental or physical.
Yep.
Essentially what went on was there's obviously going to be a fair bit of paperwork to deal with the whole orphanage situation.
Yep.
But between the two of them, they were like, all right, they had 2 healthy kids that they'd given birth to. And they're like, well, we want to give this orphanage type setup a bit of a go.
Yep.
And so you begin to fill out the paperwork and basically make your selection as to what you're looking for when you're going to through the process. So they ideally wanted a young girl.
Yep.
Less than 1 who was completely healthy, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I think no permanent disability.
Yeah, no permanent
disability. Might have something
disabilities.
wrong with them at the time, might have been unwell, but
Yeah.
I think permanent.
Yeah, exactly.
That was just because they already had 2 kids, and this is what they felt like they were capable of
exactly.
dealing with.
Cheryl goes over to Romania into the orphanage to go check out the situation, and the first person she meets is a young lad who's 3. He can't walk or talk, and one of the workers at the place,
the nurses,
one of the nurses comes out while, like, I would imagine that the boy's gone now, and the workers come out and spoken to her and gone, oh, the boy, he's no good.
Yeah.
Which imagine being evaluated like that on any level, not really the most compassionate way to be measured.
So she's basically
Cheryl,
saying he's not even worth your time.
Yeah, like don't.
Yeah, he's not like the grand selection that you should be looking to make. Cheryl calls Ern and sort of has a bit of a chat and goes, well, this is the young boy that I've met, and he's sitting on the other side of the world. He's in America, and they've gone with like, right, well, this is not like the selection that we sort of discussed previous to. And she's basically gone with a bit of a like, well, this is what I've seen.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I can't wonder for the rest of her own life, she said, what will happen to this kid if she doesn't bring him back to America, right?
Mm-hmm.
And essentially he's just gone, well, bring him home then. Like, that's it. You've made your decision. Make it happen.
He's the one.
The boy comes home and he gets checked out by like all the American doctors and whatnot. And it comes to light that he's got muscular dystrophy, and he's got what's it called? Duchenne?
I'm not sure.
But it's like a form of
Another
muscular.
disability,
It's a form of muscular dystrophy.
This is the worst form.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And once he finds that out, and the discussion continues on with like Ernie's mates.
Yeah.
The question is like, well, are you glad that you made that decision? Would you make that decision again? Like, it's obviously going to change the scope of your entire life, right? But he sticks fat on it. He's like, yeah, of course. Like, you can't.
That's my kid.
Yeah, it's his kid now.
Yeah, you can't make these sorts of decisions and like get a refund on somebody's life. Like, that's just not how things work, nor how he wants them to work. When Mike turns 8, Mike is the young boy.
Yeah.
He comes out and he starts speaking. He's never been able to speak previously, and he just begins to sort of learn based on what he's seen around him for the last like 5 years in the Johnson household.
Yeah.
What he comes out with is his name. He goes, "I'm Mike," and then he follows up with "Love you too."
Hell yeah.
Now, "Love you too" is obviously something that the family must say to each other a fair bit. I wouldn't imagine he's doing a huge amount of like intellectual English lessons or anything too intense. It's probably just like picking up with what he hears.
Yeah.
And then he goes to high school and he continues on. He does his own thing. He's in a wheelchair. He still can't walk, but talking isn't super familiar to him. Like, he doesn't love it, but what he can do, and it must be part of his condition, is when he meets people, he asks what sort of car they have, what sort of make, what model, what year, what color, and can remember those details incredibly, to the point where like he'll meet people, won't remember their name or anything, but will remember exactly what car they drive, because that's how he measures. That's his catalogue of memory, essentially.
Ford Focus 2008 navy blue.
Yeah, exactly. One day, the basketball coach at the high school sees Mike.
Yeah.
Has a very brief discussion with him, like sees him interacting with other kids, and then goes out of his way to sort of have a chat. And there is a note. I believe there's a note in Mike's bag.
Yeah.
And it's from the basketball coach, and Ernie reads it, and he's basically gone with, "I want your son to be on the basketball team, the high school basketball team." Ernie's quite puzzled at this point because, well, Mike can't walk. He's in a chair. He's 5 foot tall and can't jump.
Yeah.
So he's by no means the next LeBron James. And he's not going to probably change much on the court for these young kids and facilitate the team in any way, shape or form. But in the note itself, the coach of the team, the Mill Creek basketball coach, Phil Balia, has written, "I really like Mike. He's a fantastic young kid, and I really want him to teach my team about maximum effort and having a heart for others."
Yeah.
Which are 2 learnings that you don't need a physical ability to have, but are priceless beyond what you're going to learn on the basketball court.
There you go.
So it continues on, and he forms quite a bond, and Mike ends up teaching the team a whole amount about exactly that.
Yeah.
Maximum effort and having a heart for others.
Yeah.
And he's basically built into the team exactly
He's
what...
like the heart and soul of the team.
Correct. And he teaches them all this sort of, all sorts of different stuff, including sign language. Now, the sign language for "I love you too," which is Mike's thing, is thumb out, index finger out, pinky finger out, and you're tucking your 3rd finger and your 4th finger, which is something we've done on our photos since season 2 started. You'll see we do like a little strong arm, or we'll do good energies, or we'll do this. Yeah. And this is where it stems from. Now, Mike's graduates and gets called up, and as part of the ceremony, he wheels himself up, and he's got Cheryl and Ernie on either side. And as they're walking over to accept
his graduation.
Yeah, Mike's graduation certificate, they look up in the stanchions of the American basketball, the high school basketball coaches and the team. And all the students have the "I love you"
all the boys
signal, and they're all giving it a bit of "I love you too" to Mike. Which, as you could imagine, this kid has just had such a profound impact on this group of young kids without actually stepping on the court. He is the super sub. He's the 5 foot, no vert super sub that's in a chair, but has taught them so much more than a game of basketball, any form of strategy. He's taught them how to be better human beings, and he's taught them about maximum effort and having a heart for others. Now, Mike's from Romania, and this team is in Georgia, Texas. They're a high school basketball team, but they have been brought together by the goodwill of Cheryl and by the goodwill of Ernie. And Ernie has stuck fat. He's been true to the son. He's been true to everything that he's done.
Yep.
And young Mike's made him very, very proud indeed. So, I love you too is this.
There you go.
So make sure you teach someone at some stage this week the I love you sign. We'll chuck it up on this week's episode of the podcast.
Yes, sir.
And we've got, if you're going to learn anything from this week's episode of the MacPack podcast and from the Everyday Hero itself, it's that Ernie Johnson and Mike have won because they preach maximum effort and having a heart for others. So this week, if you do nothing else, teach someone the I love you sign and make sure that in everything you do, you give maximum effort and you always show a heart for others. All right, boys, that brings us to the end of another episode of the MacPack podcast. Episode 49.
The Father's Day special.
Of the MacPack podcast. Yeah, the Father's Day special. Before we do finish up, we did get a few reviews in during the week, which is
we love our reviews.
Which is something that we haven't been able to say for quite some time. So shout out to the two kings that send in reviews. First one comes from Daniel. Daniel goes, boys, I'm down. It's labelled "Love the Banter Gents," which that just sums up us perfectly. Boys, I'm down. I'm Daniel from down in Esperance. I've listened to a couple and since gone back to episode 1 and making my way through. Good company while I work on the tractor, spraying cops, or on the pushy on the weekend. Keep it up. You're putting a smile on people's faces. XOXO, Gossip Girl.
What a king.
Absolute jet.
Love your work.
I love that image. Him just riding on the tractor, us in his ear. It's like we're all sitting on the tractor with him.
Yeah, what a king. What a real man as well. He sounds like he's doing some like genuine
labour.
Labour,
the
yeah.
only bloke listening to it on a tractor at the moment. So
Yeah.
you got that.
Take a picture while you're on the tractor. You're listening to us on the podcast. We'd love proofs in the pudding. What do we say? Pics to prove it.
There you go.
Yeah, but thank you so much for sending that one in, Danny boy. We also got one from Tommy Kieran's.
Yep. He was in the live.
We've really got to pronounce people's names correctly.
Hell yeah. It's easy to pronounce names.
Hell yeah.
And he sent us a review, which was nice and short. He goes, out here in Canberra, best potty ever. Love you, boys.
There you go.
And then he went one step further and followed up with it.
Really nice.
Followed up with a DM. I think only like a handful of days after the fact.
Yep.
About a week after.
Oh.
He goes, hey, boys.
Still on his mind.
Wanted to show my support. Since I've been bored in lockdown, I decided to listen to every single episode of the potty in the last week.
That's crazy. That's so good.
Good man.
And absolutely loved it. Devo that I'm already done. Absolutely fiending for Friday.
Yes.
You boys are extraordinary. Sending Canberra's love. And then finished it by letting us know he thinks that the potty is absolutely exceptional.
Oh,
what a king.
I wonder if him and Faisana are mates. Link up, guys.
So thanks for getting in contact and leaving us a fantastic review. If you too are listening to the podcast, we've got a stack more downloads again this week from a heap of new members seeing us on the big TikTok about the Olympic kid.
Yes, our biggest TikTok.
Yeah, pretty exciting news.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, we got a heap new people. So if you are liking what you're listening to, be sure to let us know because it's a great way to do what Ernie does. Having a heart for others.
Having a heart for us.
Is leaving a review. So
we also went live on TikTok, which was exciting.
We did, and we plan to again probably soon / in the near future. So we'll definitely
jump in.
Yeah, next week we'll chat about a couple of our live sessions. We'll do another live session during the week, and then we'll debrief how they went.
Quick shout out to Mitch, our blue-collared dogs.
Yes, happy birthday, Mitchie boy.
His 19th birthday on Friday night, so good on him.
Big scenes. Happy birthday.
You,
Saturday night.
Saturday night.
Happy birthday, big bitch boy. Boys, that brings us to the end of the episode. We'll quickly just say goodbye. Hope you all have a lovely Father's Day. Until we see you all again this time next week, please remember to stay safe, stay blessed, and always remember to
go give your dad a hug.
Ciao for now, but not forever.